Okay, you're live.
Good evening, everybody. A very warm welcome to you all. It is the third of a slew, 4 straight in a row in terms of home matches for Oklahoma United FC. Danny Catula with you all. Glad that you're with us. And it is an intriguing test on paper. It's teams at two ends of the league table. We shall see if things go the way that they have in recent matches. It is 1-6-0 CF10 Houston FC. And that one win they have on the year was a forfeit victory. Opposing team did not make the trip down for Oklahoma United. They have been pretty dominant, only coming off of their very first loss of the season. That was this past game on Thursday. So both these teams coming off of losses, hoping they can turn the tide and build a little bit of momentum. From Chad Richardson Stadium here in Edmond, Oklahoma, once again, very good that you're with us. These two teams have only played once in the all-time series. Of course, it's Oklahoma United's first ever season as a club. Of course, that makes it their first season in NPSL play as well. For CF10 Houston, it's a mostly bare trophy case, but they have been in the league for a while. It's their 7th season in NPSL play. They were established all the way back in 2015. And, well, it was only recently that postponed match, and that was all the way back on June 7th, by the way. It was a home game for Houston. Arkansas Wolves were supposed to make the trip down. Their bus broke down, is what I'm told, and so as a result, they were not able to make it there in time, and the league took a while to make a decision. They did decide that it would be a 3-0 win by forfeit credited to Houston. Now, it technically keeps CF Houston in the playoff mix. They've got to go on a big run. They need 7 points from their final 3 contests. It will be a tough ask. Last time out, just 2 days ago at Lubbock, it was a 10-0 drubbing, their worst loss of the season for CF10 Houston. It's also the second time this season they've lost by 7 goals or more, dating back to May 17th. That was an 8-1 loss at FC Brownsville. Well, for Oklahoma United, it was such a great start, but they finally hit their first hiccup, a 3-4 home loss. Went down 3-0 inside 30 minutes, came all the way back in the second half to make it 3-3, and at the very final moment, a late penalty kick in stoppage time was converted, and West Texas stole one from the hearts of Oklahoma United fans. Certainly hoping that it doesn't go that way today, but CF10 Houston and coach and owner Carlos Flores will have other ideas. Stick around. Starting lineups coming up soon. We will scout CF10 Houston, take a look at the small bench they've got, and see what their plans and tactics might look like to try and get around it. More pre-game coverage coming at CF10 Houston, being hosted by Oklahoma United FC. Stick around with us right here on YouTube.
I love the hat. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh. I was trying so hard to get here as fast as I
Oh
can.
my goodness.
Welcome back. Pre-game action. We're right in the thick of it. Danny Catula with you. Maya Johnson guest blesses the booth with her presence to my right. Maya, I mean, this is just a fact at this point. You're coming in, blinged up, showing out, and the fans are excited too. I mean, I already see different kids' teams. They're already getting excited. It's not even a surprise anymore. We've talked about this before the broadcast, though. This is only the second to last home game that we have left. I feel like the fans are really understanding this assignment and showing out while they can. We're hoping we get some playoffs or something like that, but man, we got to enjoy these while they last. We're getting to the end of the season already.
Yes, literally. Last game, oh my gosh, the vibes were so high. It was insane. I know, unfortunately, we lost, but I mean, when I say the whole crowd was super engaged, oh, I don't know. I wish you could just experience what I experienced.
I want to.
So good.
One day we got to switch roles. That'd be awesome.
That all up to you.
No, I think you got it. I think you got it for sure. I might struggle a little bit down there, but we'll have to see. Oh, maybe if we get an April Fool's one year. But no, I mean, it's one of those things.
We need a little bit more audio from Maya.
Been one of those things really all season long where it's just been so much energy. It's been so much excitement, and it was a tough loss. So, I mean, obviously, got to kind of come back and really respond on the field. I think the fans are going to really respond to that. What do you think it's going to take in terms of that mental resilience?
Really just hard work and dedication. Like,
We can
I feel
bump her
like
just a hair.
I feel like they can come back from that because they already came back from it. Just the fact that we
That's
were down 3-0 and then it was 3-3, like
like in nothing.
They shook the room for sure. And Texas, West Texas, they definitely felt it. They were feeling it, and they just won by luck at the end. So
How it happens sometimes,
sure.
but like you said, they've got that ability.
Oh,
We showed it.
absolutely.
They really wanted that
got
win.
grit for sure.
They really, really
got
did.
grit.
Well, we'll see if they can get it done and take all 3 points this afternoon. And as always, Maya, we are excited to get to go down to you at halftime, get some thoughts from Coach, maybe a player. Who knows what will happen, but we know you'll be there in the thick of the action for us.
Absolutely.
Maya, thank you as always. We will see you downstairs.
Absolutely. Can't wait.
Back in just a moment, you're listening to Oklahoma United FC pregame right here on YouTube.
Juan Ortiz. Number 15, Antonio Martinez. Number 20, Diego Carrasco. Number 27, Kenneth Njoku. Number 22, Chris Njoku. Number 2, Isaac Santos. Number 9, Roshan Green. Number 28, Leonard Otabiri. Number 30, Jesse Otabiri. Number 24, Carlos Art. And number 16, Diego Uno. And now, it's time to meet the starting 11 for your Oklahoma United! Starting at goalkeeper from the USA, number 0, Ryder Claiborne. At defender from Italy, number 2, Lorenzo Nardini. At defender from Brazil, number 3, Lucas Malo. At midfielder from Japan, number 5, Kieta Kishido. At forward from Italy, number 9, Marco Alonghi. At forward from USA, number 17, Hannes Ashraf. At defender from Brazil, number 29, Enrique Duarte. At forward from the USA, number 30, Ethan Natolo. At midfielder from Brazil, number 70, Matthias Montavani. At defender from Australia, number 88, Elliot Forestier. And at midfielder from France, number 99, Francois Garrisray. United led by technical director Antonio Barros. We are now pleased to introduce recording artist Mikhail Cujo. Mrs. Cujo is an Oklahoma City native who began singing gospel music in her early teens. Her mission is to reach people through song, and we are grateful for her presence today. At this time, we ask all who are able to please rise and remove your caps as we honor the United States of America with the singing of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome back. Live coverage of Oklahoma United FC soccer. Glad you're with us. Danny Catula bringing you through play-by-play for this evening's contest. Glad you're here live on YouTube. It is a contest that on paper should go the way of the home side. CF Houston 10 FC, here's what they bring to the table. They've only got 12 this evening. Here's the 11 they start with. Juan Ortiz is in goal, the number 23. Jesse Ochibiri, Isaac Santos, Rashawn Green, and Kenneth Njoku are on the back line. Couple of brother tandems in here because you got Chris Njoku and Leonard Ochibiri in midfield, joining Diego Carrasco and Antonio Cardenas. Then it's Carlos Arce and Diego Jones up top. It is a 4-4-2 formation for CF10 Houston this evening. And then for the home side, Oklahoma United looking to wash out the bad taste of their first loss of the season from their mouths. In goal, it'll be Ryder Claiborne wearing the number 0, the first time he's made an appearance all season long. Local product from Lawton, Oklahoma, just south of here. In front of him in that starting 11, Elliot Forestier and Lorenzo Nardini, the outside backs. Enrique Duarchi returns from a one-match suspension from a red card 2 games ago. And Lucas Samuel Malo from Balneário Camboriú, Brazil, will make his first appearance here at home. He'll play at center back. It's an all-Brazilian partnership there. Francois Géry Rey has been an underrated port of this team's midfield. He'll join Keita Kisino and Mateus Mantovani in the center of the park. And then Hanan Ashraf makes a first start here at home, joined by Ethan Nicolo on the wing. Up top, it's the number 9, Marco Alongi, who in the last time he played was against CF Houston at their place. He scored 2 goals in the first half alone on 2 shots taken, played 70 minutes, and we haven't seen him since then, but he clearly has the goods to be successful at this level. It's really tough to get playing time at that sort of position for Oklahoma United this season, but Alongi, really, really talented guy. He gets his shot this evening, and again, last time out for him, it was a pretty successful day against this very same Houston defense. It'll be CF10 Houston, the visitors, with those white kits, blue socks. They will move from left to right in this first half and go in the other direction. Of course, that leaves the home side, Oklahoma United, here in Edmond. They're in their home blues with white the rest of the way. 88 degrees outside. Mostly sunny and an 18-mile-an-hour wind. It's been pretty aggressive all day long. It is headed straight north, and that is headed away from the waterfall and towards the left side of your screen. So could be a benefit to United here in this first half if they employ a long ball strategy. Feels like 90 out there, so the 88 is even a little bit under what it's going to feel like, especially out in the sun. The shade on United's defensive half should work wonders in that category. Well, away we go. We're off, and it's CF10 Houston getting us going this evening from Chad Richardson Stadium at UCO's football venue. Well, it was high pressure that won. United the ball back immediately, and it does not take long for Ethan Nicolo to generate a shot. It's blocked and dealt with well. Able to clear it, but not very far away. And was picked up at first by Kisino. And it'll be moved out to this left wing here for Lucas Samuel Malo. Malo from Brazil. He spent last season in his first year at Williams Baptist in 2024. Was a junior for the NAIA school. Highly successful. We'll get to more of his college exploits later. Heavy challenge coming in. No foul there, though. And it'll stay with United. Right side, Ashraf will go backwards. And on Ashraf, out of Edmond, getting his first run out here at home. That's Elliot Forestier, and now it's Mantovani, one of the few players who isn't a change from last time. Pretty much everybody in this starting 11 is different from 2 nights ago. The 4-3 loss to West Texas. Great ball in, and it nearly found Alongi. It wouldn't have needed much on that deflected effort. Alongi knew he just needed to get a touch to it. Take a look at the Stompin' Grounds market replay there. It's a great ball in by Mantovani. That's what he's in there for, his distribution primarily. And Alongi is a classic target forward. Can really get up for headers. One of his goals against Houston was a header, in fact. They'd like to repeat that this time. Here's the left back, Malo. Thought he would start in central defense, but instead it looks like they've put Forestier there to go with Duarchi. Ashraf, left wing. He'll cross this into the center, and again, Alonji's the target. Doesn't get there. Second ball, center of the box. Alonji ended up with it again, but he was taken off of it just in the nick of time. That could be the sort of evening it is for CF10 Houston. Could be a lot of defending that they're in for. They've given up 3 or more goals every single match this season, and they only have 3 goals to their name on the campaign. 2 of them coming from a player who is not out there tonight, Jose Ramos. And the other one coming from another player who is not in the team this evening, Sages Florent Gutsa Awunberg. Also will not appear. Only one substitute that Houston has brought with them. It was the same situation against Lubbock. Found themselves unexpectedly shorthanded pretty recently before that Lubbock match. And of course, they haven't been home in Houston to bring anybody up with them since then. Ashraf for United. Heads to the corner flag. He'll send it to the back post. Nobody's there. On that far side, it's picked up and just barely kept in play. Here's a service, and that was fairly clumsily dealt with, although Ashraf was equally clumsy in the attempt. So many players in a match like this, with 2 matches in 3 days for United, and for Houston, really. If they had more subs, they'd do the same, but just getting to cycle through the substitutes and use some of your depth pieces. Guys like Ashraf, like Alonji, Nicolo, a great example. So much talent on this pitch that United fans just haven't really had many chances to see yet, and I think they'll relish the opportunity to see what they can do on this occasion. And again, on paper, it's a fairly favorable matchup. Of course, we know what underdogs are capable of in this league and in many others in this sport we love. And how about this? On the break, they're springing a counter just as we say it. CF10 Houston might have opportunities to get forward and score in that sort of occasion. It won't be this time. United gets back in plenty of time. This is Mantovani, and he'll go backwards to Forestier. Malo. Mentioned him earlier. Being a Williams Baptist. Started 10 of 20 total contests. Had 2 assists as an outside back. Over 50% accurate on his shots. 6 on target and 11 total. Solid numbers, despite being primarily a defensive option. Certainly can get forward when he's asked to, and we could see that on occasion this evening. Duarchi with the captain's armband tonight goes out to Jerry. Jerry to the back post. That's headed away. But again, Houston's clearances aren't really particularly convincing so far. What they have done well, though, is when they do get a bit of possession, just getting forward without a whole lot of numbers to call upon. That was Antonio Cardenas, who was knocked off the ball, but they're finding themselves in some pretty tight spaces and just dribbling, almost willing their way out of them. They've yet to really make a costly error in possession yet. And that really is United's game, is putting their opponents under pressure, forcing them into mental mistakes. What a long ball this is. Ethan Nicolo trying to link up on the end of it. Yes, he does. Dream starts. United in front. The local boy has it. Ethan Nicolo in the 6th minute. Take another look. That is a high-quality finish. And it's not nearly as easy as it looks. Nicolo, off balance, is able to get a perfect piece of contact on it. And a fully deserved first goal of his NPSL career. A freshman last year at Oklahoma Christian right here in Edmond, originally from UConn. Ethan Nicolo has the opener. Nicolo with 6 goals. It was second most on the team, again, as a freshman for the Eagles last year. Before that, he was a 2-sport player for the Millers, UConn High School. Made it to the second round of the 6A soccer tournament, Nicolo did with his team, and was also a pretty prolific field goal kicker for the American football team. Showed off his leg strength in a couple of different exploits. Nicola was 5 for 5 on field goal attempts and 32 of 33 on extra points. And he's been awfully efficient this evening so far. One attempt on goal anyway, and 1 goal. Not a whole lot more you can ask for, but United will continue to ask questions of the Houston defense. That is a really tough blow to the visitors, because you come out and look at this match and you say, well, we really want to keep this level as long as we can, really make the other team start to think about it, start to doubt themselves. And that's where you can spring a counter and really surprise somebody. It has not been the case this evening, and perhaps it warrants mentioning that the last time these two played, the only other appearance between these two clubs, it was a 3rd-minute goal for Houston. 1 of 3. It was a 3-0 win for Oklahoma United back in early June. Throw in for the host there on the far side, a little bit past the midfield line. Going down fairly heavily was the right back from Milan, Italy, Lorenzo Nardini. A touch and a few more for JD. He's allowed to turn. That's always dangerous. Ashraf, the target, couldn't link up with it. Picked up, though, with some nice tracking back from Mantovani in midfield. JD now has it. You see how often he's the one who spearheads an attack on the ball in so many positive areas, distributes so well. Long ball, and Nardini was attempting to get it forward, and, well, it will find a target in the end. Chance to cross it in. No, goes alone. Now the pass. Alonji, unselfish. A hit from there. Looked like it took a touch, although it's determined that it touched United last, and a goal kick's next. Hitting the 10th minute of play now, and Oklahoma United ahead by 1-0 for the 2nd time in 2 games against Houston. They strike first in the first 10 minutes of play. Eighth match of the season, if you're just joining us or new to Oklahoma United soccer. It's a 10-game campaign, and again, we're at match number 8. United coming in with 5 wins, a draw, and most recently a heartbreaking 4-3 loss. That one to West Texas FC, the defending conference champions. As it stands right now, United and West Texas are 2 of the 3 teams that are still in with a shot at the regular season title and the number 1 seed in the conference playoffs that comes with that. 4 teams out of the 7 in the Lone Star Conference will make the conference semifinals, and then of course the 2 winners will contest the conference championship. That's all coming in mid-July. Ashraf with some tricky dribbling gets out of some trouble. Jedide further backwards for Forestier. Jedide, the Frenchman, another long ball that is nicely placed, but Alonji knocked off the ball, and there's something being indicated by the assistant referee there on the far side. Not sure if that went as an offsides decision. I think that's going to be what they go with. Doesn't make a whole lot of difference, although it is a chance for Houston to relieve some pressure. Houston led by their owner, Carlos Flores, who is a former professional player, primarily in his home country of Bolivia. Born and bred in Santa Cruz de la Sierra, to be more specific. The largest city in the Bolivian nation, and spent some time with Destroyers SC, among others, in the Bolivian top flight. Now has been coaching and leading this youth academy for quite a few years now in the U.S. CF10 Houston. The CF does partially stand for Carlos Flores, his name initials. Taisi Lokbaks is team manager and photographer, originally from Brazil. Across midfield here, a couple of bounces. Houston will knock this down, and a rare chance for some possession. Well, as I say that, they've lost it. Quisino picks it up. Now it's Forestier. Through a couple defenders, a little bit dangerous, but it finds its intended target. This is Mantovani going a little too long. Nicolo is chasing it down. Talked about Nicolo and his success at the high school level with UConn. Also been very successful with OC. He had those 6 goals. Second on the team leaderboard, and also tied for first on the team with 3 assists. Scored in both of his last 2 contests of the year, and he had 2 match winners. Has a tendency to be clutch and has a tendency to find goals down the stretch. Again, this is a rising college sophomore, one of the younger players suiting up for either team. It just doesn't feel like it when you watch the way he carries himself. One of the things that United as a club are really hoping to try and improve after a really difficult emotional results. You come back from 3 goals down against West Texas, work your way all the way back, and just such a gut-wrenching way to lose at the end. Those sorts of players who can react well, I have to imagine those are the ones that will be best positioned to find their way on the field as playoffs loom. And really, before playoffs officially get underway, it might as well be a playoff contest in terms of how much importance it holds. You can already tell there seems to be a sort of a rivalry brewing between Oklahoma United and another very high-quality club, really on and off the pitch. When you look at Lubbock Matadors, that's who United will get in a week's time. Here's Malo in the meantime, and he'll find Jeride. Looking around, thinking about something in the box. Now he will send it that way. I don't think that's what he had in mind. Goal kick coming. But you look at Lubbock Matadors and their profile as a club, they are highly successful in terms of club history on the field, but they've been excellent, superb really, when it comes to attendances, when it comes to community involvement. One of few rivals really for the level of investment and importance that Oklahoma United has placed on those sorts of things. So naturally, those are 2 teams that will look at each other and say, well, a lot of common respect for each other and a lot of desire to beat that team. Great fan base as well coming from Lubbock, and fully expecting them to be in the building here a week from now on June 28th here at Chad Richardson Stadium. There's a foul, and Mantovani picks it up. Or sorry, no, that is his Brazilian teammate, Lucas Samuel Malo. Malo, who spent his sophomore season 2 years ago at Eastern Oklahoma State in 2023. Region champion with EOSU. Had a goal on 2 shot attempts, but both of them on target, did Malo. And now Malo getting involved defensively. May not be asked to do so a whole lot this evening, but there will be moments when that'll matter. Still 1-0 for now, 17th minute of play. Alonji lunges back, picks it up, and it is a foul on the towering Italian striker. Diego Carrasco will be the one to take this free kick here. And he will put this into the box after a couple of bounces. Everybody will let it go, and Ryder Claiborne will be the one to pick it up. He has played in NPSL, unlike most of his United teammates. Of course, it's a brand new team in the league. That's to be expected. But Claiborne comes with experience with a couple of Oklahoma-based clubs at this NPSL level. He played with Tulsa Athletic most recently, 2023 and 2024. Of course, 2023 was the national championship season for Tulsa, bringing a national trophy back to T-Town. Claiborne would love to be a repeat winner. In comes a first-time cross from Malo, and it found exactly where it was headed for. Alonji rose and picked it up, but he couldn't keep it down. Well over the bar for a goal kick. Right now it's Juan Ortiz, the Houston goalkeeper, to send it away. I'm mentioning Ryder Claiborne a moment ago, though. Made an appearance in the 2023 semifinal victory. Also won a trophy and played all 90 minutes in the final of the American Champions Cup. 2-1 win over Houston Regals. Claiborne led his Tulsa Athletic 2 in 2024 after they left NPSL. Quisino, well, you saw what he wanted to do. Couldn't quite deliver the accuracy needed. Looks like a foul here in midfield. And maybe a talking to as well for Francois Gédire. Well, actually, it's more of a conversation with the guy who went down. We do have a free kick coming. Cardenas will leave this one alone. And it's played short to him anyway. Antonio Cardenas. No turn opportunity here. And a battle for it. Ashraf had won the positioning battle, but it trickled out of play. Throwing instead for Houston. One of the more unknown teams in the division with a lot of question marks. We know they've been around for a while, but a team that tends to be pretty low profile. This is onside. No, it is going to be a flag raised here pretty late on in the development of that play. For a moment, it looked like that would have been allowed to continue. Would have been a really dangerous moment. Houston could have found an equalizer. Again, goals have really been at a premium for the away side this season. Here's Forestier. Malo. Lucas Malo still looking, maneuvering. Goes backwards for Duarchi. To the right wing now. That was a nice run from Nicola to build some space. Cross to the other side. Malo lets it go. That was brilliant. Ashraf wants to go one-on-one. He loves this sort of situation. Well, one-on-two numerically doesn't suit him as much. He'll have to go backwards. Forestier. Duarchi, everybody in the attacking half for United. Malo really getting forward often. That's what he likes to do. Nicolo came through unsuspected. Undetected as well. He goes down. No foul. Will play on. Nicolo a little bit miffed. But the referee will not show any mercy that time. Really great effort, though. Ethan Nicolo coming from behind to kind of take the player in possession by surprise. Right side got a throw-in coming for United. Still trying to keep their foot on the gas in a match where they've had so much possession. Oh, what a turn from Francois Gédire. Just trying to make sure they don't lose their composure, lose their competitive edge. With all that possession, with all the shots, they've taken 3. Houston yet to generate 1. Don't want to lose focus in a match like this one. Again, it's United and the Blues moving right to left in front of us, and then Houston in the all whites with blue socks. Fair challenge there in midfield. United picks it up. Kisino, the Japanese native from Yugasaki. Switch to play. Duarte will find the Brazilian compatriot Lucas Malo. Slipped in. Ashraf bodied off the ball. That is textbook defending, out for a goal kick. Kenneth Njoku there to get the job done. They'll go short with this. Could be asking for trouble against this United crew and the way they like to play. Head coach Antonio Barros really hangs his hat on a team that can cause problems by forcing turnovers in this sort of area, and well, they continue to do it. Malo, he's had so much of the ball in this first half. Shedire, nice turn, smooth. Oh, he was looking for Ashraf, but they weren't on the same page. Out of play, goal kicks coming. Juan Ortiz will get another chance to send this away. We'll see if he thinks better of the short goal kick option. I think he will. He's sending his center backs forward. Well, that one's high, but not necessarily long. Out of play, and, well, it ends up right back with the boys in blue anyway. Enrique Duarte from Sao Paulo in Brazil, just like his twin brother Bernardo, who we could see this evening. He'll start on the bench. The Duarte brothers, the Paulistas. Here's another Brazilian, Malo, who had a chance to play advantage, although his cross was blocked. Ashraf, who was knocked down to start the advantage, gets back up, got a touch. Ooh, Nicolo. Try to get tricky. Oh, and you've got a player down on the floor for Houston. This is not the sort of thing you want to see, because the only player on Houston's bench is a goalkeeper. So we will try and get an update on the status of what looks like Kenneth Njoku down there. Well, he's got the jersey off, the substitute, Yassine Ketani. But it doesn't look like they'll need him quite yet. They'll be allowed to play on, and oh, it's got to be a concern, doesn't it? It's going to be 180 minutes by the end of this one that they're asking Houston's players to play. And that's a lot of travel, too. They came from Houston to Lubbock, which is a decent trek across the state of Texas. If you're from Texas, you know that is no small ask. And then beyond that, that's where they were on Thursday. They had to come from Lubbock all the way up here. That's another good 5 hours or so, depending on how fast you drive up the interstate. So it's a lot of travel. It is really a lot to ask physically of these 11 guys out there. So we'll see, hopefully, not a sign of things to come. Forestier moves it to Duarte. Right side. A little bit of space. Nicolo trying to utilize it. Could only go backwards on that occasion. Kisino all the way back on the back line. Hits Forestier. Jerire. François Jerire. Now a turn for Alonji, the former OCU star. Alonji wanted it again. Couldn't pick it up. Now Jerire, he'll have a crack. This one deflected, and trying to scramble it back in play was Ortiz. He didn't get there in time. Corner kick coming on Alonji's deflected attempt. So here comes the corner kick. We'll see what they can do with that. It's like Nicolo to take it. First time we'll see him take a set piece this year. And it comes. And that is not as good as you can ask for in terms of the cross. And I should correct myself because that was Matthias Mantovani in the end who took the corner. Mantovani, old head when you think about all the youth that's in this team. Mantovani graduating from Oklahoma Christian himself, where Nicolo currently plays. But Mantovani graduated all the way back in 2018. That was his senior season with the Eagles. He also had 6 goals and 3 assists in that final campaign, just like Nicolo's freshman year. Mantovani very effective in his shooting, high volume and also high accuracy. 36 shots for the year, 3 match winners. Led the team with his 6 goals and 3 dishes. 18 of his 36 shots were on target, Mantovani. 2 years at Oklahoma Christian and 2 years before that with Eastern Oklahoma State. In the corner, chasing it, Malo. Malo trying to get around Njoku, who earlier went down with what seemed to be a cramp. Corner coming. Mantovani again will author this corner. Mantovani, a coach as well. Try to coax this one into the back post, and Ortiz was there to punch it away. Here comes the throw on opposite side, and I think it's Ashraf over there, but he decides he'd rather get into position than take the throw. And it goes to Duarchi. Forestier. He thought about a crack and he'll hit one. Took some saving and some oohing and eyeing from the crowd. They liked what they saw. Why not have a crack if you're Elliot Forestier? He's got that in his locker. And it did force a nice save. Juan Ortiz was up to the task that time. So 30th minute. And we'll see another corner for OKUFC. Still just 1-0 in United's favor. In comes the service. It'll go low, and that caused some problems. No ability to put it goalwards. Bit of a surprise because that service caused chaos, and now other direction. Houston will have a chance to relieve some pressure. They'll win a free kick there. United in transition couldn't quite clean it up. Free kick taken short and nearly played into a spot of trouble. They'll get out of it just in time, Houston will. Long ball intercepted, hanging there for a while, and tantalizing, too easy for Malo to step in and intercept. Throwing up the line coming. Nicolo has it. He'll leave it for Malo. Thrown in Nicolo. Sidesteps one challenge. Spin and nutmeg from Mantovani. But he couldn't control it after that. JDJ picks it back up after the interception. Malo. Still Malo. Got pushed into a better position. And a strange bounce. That falls to him too. He goes down. And nothing doing from the center referee there on the edge of the penalty box. Lucas Malo with an improbable run. And this one will be whistled. It's on United. And Keita Kisino will be reprimanded as well. No card right now, but referee just laying down the law a little bit, and Kisino taking the opportunity to ask for an explanation. He thought the same contact was present in the box a moment ago. Ortiz ready to send it away. And that makes it well across midfield, but it's instantly back in blue possession. Right side, Hanan Ashraf. Ooh, tight turn. Sent Rashawn Green flying. Now it's Duarte. From Sao Paulo, Brazil, but played high school in Seymour, Tennessee, just in the Knoxville area there, for the Kings Academy. And just like Ethan Nicolo, Enrique Duarte was a soccer player and American football player in high school. Nicolo's onside here. He'll take a crack. He wanted the second goal of the night. He left it inside of the near post. Well, that will take us to a hydration break, so we'll step aside. Back in a moment, 33rd minute of action. It's been a fairly one-sided one, but just one goal in it. United 1, CF10 Houston 0. Back in a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a man-made hydration break. Action will resume in a few.
Welcome back to Chad Richardson Stadium here in Edmond, where it is the 35th minute of play, although we've had a minute or two stoppage for a hydration break. It's 1-0 as of now. Oklahoma United here at home, leading CF10 Houston FC. Saw the records down there at the bottom of your screen earlier, and that's told the story of the season. United sitting tied second in the league, behind by 1 on goal differential to West Texas SC, who they just lost to 2 nights ago. CF10 Houston sitting in 6th of 7 teams, and if results hold here and they don't get at least a draw tonight, that will officially put them out of contention for the playoffs. And it would solidify the 4 teams that will be in the playoffs this year, although seeding is still up for grabs in the top 3. Back underway here after that pause for the hydration break. And 10 more minutes or so for Oklahoma United to try and build on this lead. CF10 Houston have found attacking opportunities hard to come by. Well, that was a fair bit of contact there in the attacking half. No foul called. We play on. United will win another corner. It'll be their 4th of the night. They've already taken 6 shots. Chance to grab the second goal of the evening. Mateus Mantovani will do the honors. Coach with Oklahoma Energy in Classen SAS High School. And it goes. It was well placed. Now another chance, whiffed on by Nicolo. Now another hit. This one's well wide. It was Elliot Forestier. He's taken a couple of ambitious efforts. One from really long range was on target, forced a sprawling save out of Juan Ortiz, and that most recent one was another difficult one to get the technique right on, but this one off target does not test the goalkeeper. Duarte goes long. Alonji was in the area. Picked up in midfield. Mantovani out wide. Malo. Keita Kisino scans, has time, distributes to his right. Space, and now a hit from there again, Ortiz. Has to be on his horse to get to that one, and he does. Out for a corner kick once again, the 5th of the evening. So we'll see about this one. I'm going to try to move the opponent backwards a little bit there. Looked like Cardenas, who they decided was a little too close. Here's Jeride, gets it short. Crosses it in back post, and that was almost headed goalwards. Needed a defensive intervention, and that's what it got. Houston will feel very grateful their hydration break came along. Malo left side. Jeride. Searching, he gets hit, and it should be a foul, and it is. Kind of a strange, drawn-out reaction to the contact. A little bit peculiar the way it played out, but it did appear to be a foul. 39th minute here. Inching closer to the halftime whistle. It's still United ahead by a 1-0 scoreline. They want to go quickly. Houston wasn't ready with the wall, so it's wide open. Back post offside is Elliot Forestier. So a chance wasted, really, for United. A ton of possession, stifling in terms of the run of play. But United might be a little disappointed with the execution at times. Haven't been made to pay for it yet. Yet being the operative word, you just never know. Soccer can be a cruel mistress at times. Right side. Well defended by Forestier, although he's still got more defending to do. Kept alive there. And up the line, well, that's taken away. Picked up midfield. Carrasco played through offside, and that's good news because that lands in the back of the net. He was nearly the equalizer. Wow, Chris Njoku had it in the back of the net. That would have been 1-1. Again, it's offside, so it doesn't count, but maybe a warning sign, a shock to the system for Oklahoma United. They get let off the hook there. Could have been the 4th goal of the year for Houston. Duarchi. Might be able to notice some bubbles flying through your screen this evening, and at least I've noticed them quite a bit over the course of the first half. Interested to go down there and see what the story is on those. Nardini sends it in. It's popped right back out. Battle for it. And coming away victorious is Jeride for United. Forestier searches. Jeride has it again. Plays through. Alonji lays it off. Working through traffic. Unsuccessfully was Mantovani. Picked up again though. Jeride give and go. Got it back. And lost it again. Credit to Houston in terms of how they've defended very compactly. They're not getting sucked into those wide areas. It's right here, though, when United wins it back that they seem so dangerous. Great header. Goal-saving header, very possibly. Kenneth Njoku gets there, but he can't fully clear it. Alonji picks it up. He goes down. Nicolo has it. He'll hit it, and that's blocked once again. Nicolo's been in all the right areas. Marco Alonji would like a foul in the penalty area. He won't get one. Corner coming instead. Yet another one. No shortage of those. By the scoreboard count, we're looking at 6 for the evening. We'll get complete stats from Devin Williams in the booth to my right in time to show you those at the halftime mark. And of course, post-game will provide those as well. Here comes the corner. Alonji was chasing it, couldn't get there, beating him to the ball. was a Houston defender. Looked like it was Jesse Ochibiri there. All right, so another corner. Make it 7 on the night. See what this one offers. They've yet to score on one. And it goes, another really good service, and Ortiz is once again up to the task. Made a lot of saves. Been a busy man, and he's only allowed that one goal early on. The 6th minute from Ethan Nicolo. United immediately back on the ball. Houston struggling to offer a threat right now of an equalizer. They've had a chance or two. They did have the goal that found its way into the back of the net but was offside. Isaac Santos goes long. Rashawn Green the intended target, although it's cleared away quickly. Santos wanted another chance. That's not what he wanted to do with it. Nicolo plays through the center. That's a cheeky pass, although Alongi's shot is blocked. Houston is everywhere that United want to try and get a shot away. And where Houston is not, for the most part, is in the attack, although maybe here's an exception to the rule. Picked up, Ochibiri goes long, and chasing it down, Chris Njoku, he wants it, it's taken away. Important defending and successful defending from Enrique Duarte. One of the few times he's been called upon, but he rises to that occasion. This is good dribbling, good passing as well. 3 or 4 excellent touches in a row. But the picture-perfect passing stopped with the Nicolo cross to Alongi. Center of the park, here's space. Leonard Ochibiri with it. He wants to go wide. No, he got beaten to the ball before he could. Getting a little messy in the middle of the park. Neither side able to control the run of play right now. Mantovani goes to Quisino, and now United will have a chance to slow it down. Duarte. Enrique Duarte carries it across midfield. He is unobstructed. We'll go to Quisino. Now it's Sherire. More bubbles going across. Mantovani. Nicolo ran into a brick wall. Physical play, and Nicolo ends up on the ground. Referee is elected to let things go for the most part for both sides. Interested to see that foul count once we come back from our initial halftime break. Do stick around as well, because Lincoln already will have stats to bring you. We'll have hopefully a highlight package to show as well, and more from that 15-minute break, so don't go away. More content coming to you here on YouTube. Forestier has another hit! Oh, that's perfection! One of the goals of the year! A real treat, and it's the second for United. Elliot Forestier, take a bow! The Australian hit it from another continent. And it's Elliot Forestier's first of the year in style. He thought about one on a couple occasions. He tried one earlier. No doubt about it, he got that one. And so, right on the stroke of halftime, with maybe a minute more or two of stoppage, second goal of the night, it gives a little bit of a comfort zone to United, and the fans here in Edmond. Makes it a 2-0 advantage. Goodness gracious, a beautiful hit. Into the upper 90, kissed it off the post for good measure. Long distance effort, so difficult to be accurate from that sort of range. Didn't look like it that time. Elliot Forestier just lasered that one home. More contact in midfield, and again the referee will turn a blind eye, so to speak. Long ball from Duarte, goes to the right wing. Space for Ashraf, dispatches one defender. Gets by a second. Mantovani. It's Ashraf again. Out wide, Nardini. Goes to Duarte. Duarte out to the left side. Malo, yeah, really advanced. Forestier, will he try another one from that range? No, goes back to Malo. Malo tried a cross. It was a nice stop and start. Change of pace from Malo, got him around a defender, but from the goal line, his cross was blocked. Another corner kick coming. 9 shots, 2 of them converted, and now 8 corner kicks. Unofficial statistics, by the way. Corner kick is coming up. Served in there by Mantovani. Back post, Ortiz again gets a fist to it, and that's the last action of the first half. Well, a really good way to send the first half off. Stylish finish to the first 45 from Elliot Forestier's right foot. He arrows one into the top right corner, and one of the better individual displays you'll see all season across the conference. Fully expecting more exciting moments to come in the second half. And of course, we've got halftime coverage for you as well, so stick around. Before we go to break, hoping to hear from our sideline correspondent, Maya Johnson-Guess. Still just trying to determine if we are going to go there or not. Looks like we are. So let's send it down to Maya for halftime thoughts from Coach Barros.
Game, how you feeling?
I think the boys are trying. They're staying back. It's a lot of numbers to try to go through. We just got to do a better job moving the ball quicker, moving off the ball, and the goals will come.
All right, thank you. Good luck, and let's do it. Yeah.
Very many thanks to Maya Johnson-Guess down there on field level. Thoughts from technical director and head coach Antonio Barros for Oklahoma United.
Whoever has the golden goal.
And we will be back in just a couple of moments. Again, stats, highlights, all that jazz coming in just a moment. Stick with us right here live on YouTube. Back with you, halftime coverage. It is a 2-0 advantage for Oklahoma United FC here at home over CF10 Houston. Take a look at how we got there to that 2-0 scoreline. That one, the opener, did not take long for Ethan Nicolo to get himself involved. Really nice save from an effort from Lorenzo Nardini, and then this one from Elliot Forestier. Goodness gracious. Talk about absolute perfection. Such a sweet hit. That's how you want to hit it every single time. Warrants a few more looks. Elliot Forestier will be dreaming about that one for quite a while, and not one that the fans will soon forget either. That one, the more impressive maybe of the two. Ethan Nicolos, of course, got United out of the gates. Those are the only 2 goals so far. It really could have been more, and on paper, that's the way that this game was looking like it was headed. Of course, there's still 45 minutes left to try and see if things change, but Houston coming in, struggling this season. It's been a squad that's had a lot of attrition and struggled to keep players on that roster, keep players healthy, things like that. They're down to 12 at the moment on their traveling roster, so it's always going to be difficult to trot the same 12 guys out there and try to compete with one of the better teams in the conference. Of course, they just went toe-to-toe against the current league leaders in Lubbock Matadors, had a disappointing result out there, so signs pointed to United being the favorite club. They have had a whole lot of possession. They've controlled the run of play, things that we expected to see. And well, in a moment, we'll be able to bring you some more detailed stats on how that broke down. And as a matter of fact, we'll take a quick break now and bring you those stats in just a moment. Stick around with us right here live on YouTube. Halftime coverage of Oklahoma United FC soccer continues. Welcome back, everybody. It is, well, a fairly one-sided affair, as the numbers tell you. Many thanks to Devin Williams, sports data analyst, and the guy sourcing these pieces of data and information. And, well, you see it. Of course, the 2-0 for Oklahoma United in that first half. That's the score that matters the most important statistic on that screen. Then you look at shots. United took 12. Houston yet to take one. 4 on target for United. Of course, none to go on target for CF10. No expected goals in the picture as a result of that. 3.63 for United. So maybe they would have liked to convert 1 or 2 more chances. And if it hadn't been for the absolute screamer for Elliot Forestier, which I'm sure will be one of the lower expected goal tallies to find the back of the net this season, it might have been an even more lopsided look. 8 corner kicks for Oklahoma United and none for CF Houston. Can tell you that is the most corner kicks that United has had, not only in a first half, but in any half of play this season. Of course, that also makes it the most that these home fans have seen this year. United well on their way to a 6th win in 8 contests, and of course it would get them back on a winning track after the loss to West Texas. It was that second half of play where United really kicked things into gear. They were down 3-0, got 3 goals back consecutively. Just weren't able to hold on to it, lost it 4-3, as many will recall, but really, for 90 consecutive minutes, it's been Oklahoma United running the show offensively. They did it with a pretty established roster in that Thursday contest, and here on this Saturday, it's mostly a new look roster. A lot of names we haven't seen, at least not here at home, for the most part this season, and they've been able to do something very similar. So it's definitely positive to see that depth. The strength in numbers for Oklahoma United showing itself. Again, things looking very much upwards for United in this first half of play. Numbers trending in their direction. 12 shots to nothing certainly speaks for itself. We will set you up for the second half in just a moment, though. Take a look at what we can expect in the second 45 minutes of play. This is halftime coverage of Oklahoma United FC Soccer right here on YouTube.
Back to you, or just the kind of that static?
Let's go and put me on camera.
Okay, you got it.
Welcome back into the booth, everybody. Danny Kachula with you as we gear up for the second half of play. It is 2-0 in favor of Oklahoma United FC here at home over CF10 Houston FC. If we take a look around the rest of the conference, in the Lone Star Conference to be specific, of course, on Thursday, double action. Lubbock beating Houston by a score of 10-0, and then Oklahoma United with that 3-4 loss at home against West Texas. And concurrently to this one, also going on, FC Brownsville hosting Fort Worth Vaqueros. It was a 3-0 lead early on for Brownsville at home, and Vaqueros have made that one more competitive. They've just kicked off in Brownsville in the second half, and it is 3-2. So Vaqueros hoping to hold on in that one. Interestingly enough, it doesn't matter a whole lot for Vaqueros. They do not need to win, even if they continue to lose, and this result holds. Fort Worth will be in the playoffs anyway, and that will have all our 4 playoff teams decided. When we look at how the seeding will turn out, you really want to be one of the top 2. Aside from being conference regular season champions having value in terms of the title, you want to be number 1, of course, and right now Lubbock has that spot. But it's more important to have 1 or 2, because that means you host that semifinal game in that first round of the conference playoffs. So that's what these 3 teams, Oklahoma United, West Texas, and Lubbock, will be searching for. Oklahoma United know that if they outdo West Texas the rest of the way, if West Texas drops points and Oklahoma United wins out, that's one way they can guarantee a top 2 spot. If they were to beat Lubbock, which is of course coming up after this one, that will put them in prime position, although they would still need to make sure that they're not outdone in goal differential by West Texas. So it is still possible that they could find their way below both those teams. A whole lot still to be decided, but for now, Lubbock in the driver's seat. Oklahoma United could put a puncture in their plans with a win in a week's time, and of course they've still got to get things done over here against Houston and in their last contest of the regular season at Arkansas on July 2nd, closing out the regular season with one more away contest after playing the majority of that first half of the schedule away from home. When you look at CF10 Houston, despite getting that benefit of the decision by the league that it was a forfeit victory for them when Arkansas couldn't make the trip, understandable of course, that is their only win of the campaign, and again, if they cannot find a win here, it will not be enough for them. Oklahoma United FC, in terms of season trends, they have not had anything but a win when they're leading at halftime, so hoping to make it 6 for 6 when they have a halftime lead in terms of defending that lead and going on to win, hoping to get to 3 wins and 1 loss on the season in home contest, here at Chad Richardson Stadium. With that, we are ready to send it back to the pitch and get you going for the second half of action here on UCO's campus in Edmond. Again, Chad Richardson Stadium, the venue this evening. And we'll relay any halftime substitutions for you if we notice any. Of course, for Houston, it'll be fairly obvious because they've only got 1 to call upon. Houston trying to keep their playoff dreams alive, and it is a pretty tall order at this point. Meanwhile, for Oklahoma United, trying to keep pace with the other 2 atop the league. See if they decide to go to the bench early, Oklahoma United. Of course, they have the opportunity to when their opponents do not have that luxury. See if they try to use it to their advantage. It was 12 first half shots. Over 3.5 expected goals in that first half. Looking to keep their foot on the pedal. And they will have the honors of kicking off to start this second half as well. Well, for Maya Johnson guests downstairs, myself, Danny Kachula, glad you are joining us here on YouTube for this second half of NPSL action between Oklahoma United and the visiting CF10 Houston FC. Center referee just about has this second half to his liking, and we are officially in action here in the second half of play. Lorenzo Nardini will be in front of us now. Right back. Forestier, who had that gorgeous goal in the first half. 45th minute to be exact. Mateus Mantovani. Doesn't look like any changes as of now. Kisino. Keita Kisino from Yogasaki, Japan. Here's the man from Rome, Italy, Nardini. Played out wide. Ethan Nicolo with it, another goal scorer. Had the opener for United this evening. Houston will let it go. That's wise to allow for a goal kick. Juan Ortiz will play it short. It has not been a particularly good idea against this United team this evening, although it's going to work out more or less for them. They don't give it away in a very dangerous spot, although they will lose it. Mantovani finds Kisino. Right side, Nardini. Keita Kisino. Nicolo back to him. Duarchi. Enrique Duarchi, who could play alongside his brother for the second time this year if they elect to bring him on. In the corner, Ashraf tried to find Mantovani in the center of the box. Didn't work out that way. Bit of a high, long touch, although Forestier's able to keep it in on that far side. That's impressive. It was a hot one to handle. Forestier having a pretty nice night. Through ball from Nicolo. It's a little bit offline. Oh, it's kept in, though. A little back heel right as it was headed out of play. Interception. It was not paid off. That individual effort from Mantovani. Great slide. And it will be a Houston throw, but excellent from Kisino to break up that counterattack. Again, United's been in firm control of this one, but a kick or two of the football and can become a very different match. Got to keep their wits about them here. Long ball over the top is not going to reach anybody in white. United moving left to right in those blues. And a foul here near midfield. Hanan Ashraf was knocked into. A lot of names that we've been used to seeing really all season long for United aren't in there. Of course, David Ambert, one of the first names on the team sheet. Season lead in scoring with 6 goals. Tied for second in the conference with that number. A little bit long, it'll be a Houston goal kick. He's got 3 assists this year as well and had his first set piece goal on Thursday. He's not in the team. Thomas Brulé is on the bench after an illness kept him out on Thursday, the French midfielder. Could see him later on, but he has not been in so far. Gideon Bossman Kwanzaa, team leader in tackles and interceptions on the year. It's the first time all season he is not going to appear. Wasn't named in the 18-man roster for tonight's contest. And then one of the more recent revelations defensively for Oklahoma United, Isaac Dalhart. Just recently graduated high school, but highly touted college prospect. He's headed to Gonzaga in the fall. He is not going to feature tonight either. Winning the ball back in a dangerous area. Mantovani picked it up. Here's Ashraf. Ashraf hits it and puts it home. 3-0. Didn't take long, just like in the first half. Hanan Ashraf the one to score it this time. And United are in even firmer control. Hanan Ashraf has his first goal of the year, and it's a beauty. Taking a look on the Stompin' Grounds market replay, you saw it. Really nice finish from Ashraf, and It's the type of thing he's capable of doing. You see him do it in training pretty often, and finally get to see it on the pitch for the first time this season. Ashraf, a teammate of Isaac Delhart, who we mentioned earlier, and they both played with Oklahoma Energy FC at the youth club level. They won the national title in ECNL U16 play. Ashraf also played for Mercy School here locally in Edmonds. Top scorer in Oklahoma with 29 goals in 2023. His senior season of high school. He was top 350 in the nation in high school soccer in both scoring and assists. Long ball away towards the corner flag as Houston gets us back underway, and well, things are starting to look a little bit grim for the visitors at the moment. Although for the fans it is going to be a relevant goal, not only to put the team up by a third goal, but it also means threes for cheese is in effect. If you've been to a United match at home this season, you'll know. Thanks to Zarate's Latin Mexican Grill. Getting free queso in the Edmond area for all fans in attendance. You know, a couple fans who are personal friends of mine this evening that I've brought along are going to be pretty excited about the threes for cheese. They know who they are. 52nd minute of play. It's still 3-0 United in front. Enrique Duarte on this right side of defense for United. Nicolo. Ethan Nicolo, the original goal scorer this evening, could not get that one where it needed to go. Cleared away by Houston only in the midfield. It's always difficult when you don't have numbers forward. Head coach Antonio Barros alluded to it in his halftime interview, but one of the situations where they're hard to break down. Well, here's a chance for a fourth. They almost did break them down. Francois Jedidet put it in. Does look like there's some substitutes coming. 3 changes at a time for United here in a moment. But all that to say, for Houston, the trade-off, keeping things so compact, having so many numbers behind the ball, is when you do get a chance to go forward, there's just almost no hope of doing anything with it. They got to find a place to source 3 goals here in 37 minutes, or the dream of a playoff appearance mathematically is over. That's the fate that has already befallen Arkansas Wolves and FC Brownsville. Only thing left to decide is seeding, and before these 2 matches tonight go final, assuming they stay how they are, technically still at stake is whether it's Houston or Fort Worth in the 4 spot. Well, it's out of play, and it is time to make a few changes for United, and these are a couple of well-known names in Aboubakar Diallo, who will step in as a striker. Marco Alonchi's night is done. Doesn't get a goal like he did twice against Houston last time he played, but still a solid contribution from the Italian. And then we'll see the reintroduction of Thomas Brulé in midfield. Good to see him back after an illness kept him away. He'll replace Mateus Mantovani. And then also entering is Bernardo Duarte. So we talked about it. We will see the Duarte twins in there together. Teammates at the collegiate level as well. Headed forward. That's going nowhere. Claiborne picks it up. So Dwarchi for Hanan Ashraf. Then you've got Diallo in for Alonji at the striker spot. And Brule checking in for Mantovani. 3 like-for-like switches. Trying to expand on the 3-0 lead. Here is Brule from Brasil, France. Brule, a senior and the team captain a season ago for the Stars of Oklahoma City. Right there near Midtown. Did not play in 2023. In 2022 was a junior at Southwestern Christian in Bethany, Oklahoma. Nicolo with a first-time cross. Something to do for Ortiz. Able to get it done, and he slipped as he threw that one away. Kept in play by Houston, but not a whole lot more. Brule, who is operating pretty deep right now. 5 goals and 11 assists. That led the team, that mark of 11 contributions via assists. Nicola will cross it in. Dealt with at the first time of asking. Houston can't break out. Brule is really good in that sort of moment. Now we'll find Diallo. He can hit it from there. It's well over the bar. Might have landed in the water. Goal kick's coming. Abubak Diallo from Sikasso, Mali, although born and raised in Oyem in Gabon. Multicultural family there. He is in his 7th NPSL season, Diallo. Tends to start. Rare that we see him off the bench. The first choice striker for Oklahoma United this season. Last season he played here in the city as well with OKC 1889 FC, who is no longer in NPSL. And it's offside against Francois Jedide in the meantime. And then before that, it was 4 straight years for Diallo at Tulsa Athletic. He was with Ryder Claiborne on the NPSL national title winning team 2 years ago, and 3 seasons before that. And then before his days in Tulsa in 2017, he spent a summer in Springfield, Missouri with Demise NPSL. More recently than all of that was his experience at the 3rd division of Major Arena Soccer League. Played with the OKC Certified Lions. They won the Heartland Conference in winter 2024 and spring 2025. That most recent season made it all the way to the national semifinals. Chance for Houston to break here. And absolutely swarmed. Although there is a foul here that'll bring this back. And it looks like more changes coming for United. We'll see if they allow them to do so now. Yep, they'll bring these changes in. So we're going to see the introduction for the first time all year of Ivan Castañeda from right here in OKC. And then Jonty Clark coming from across the pond in Cheltenham, England. Clark we've seen sparingly, but he has appeared this year. Castañeda is making his season debut. So stepping off, Castañeda replacing Ethan Nicolo, and Oki replacing another. And then Jonty Clark is in for Malo. That's the end of the night, and a pretty successful night for Lucas Samuel Malo. We'll feel pretty happy with his debut. So 5 changes already made by United here, and We haven't even hit 60 minutes in the match so far. Again, it's going to be a benefit and a luxury that United have and Houston do not. Gotta be a lot of tired legs out there. Kisino. The captain, Duarte. Unscathed by the recent changes. Diallo. Not quite as accurate as he would have liked with the pass, although it still will find its way over the top. Diallo holds it up and a shot comes in first time. Really nice save. The recent entry, Bernardo Duarte, had his shot stopped by Juan Ortiz. 61st minute of play. This one long away. And Houston will play a little bit of hold up for the moment. Well, for a very brief moment. And now possession being gifted back and forth. Another long high ball away. Duarte positions himself well. That's Enrique. Got to specify now that his twin is on the pitch as well. Duarte. Right back to him from Castañeda, who in the fall is going back out to University of San Diego, playing with the Toreros out there. Last season was at Oklahoma Christian as a sophomore. Came off the bench 5 times for the Eagles. He's stepping up to a Division I level out west. His freshman year played for Mid-America Christian in the 2023 campaign. Castañeda making his club debut here with United this season. No prior NPSL experience. Chirire plays it through. That's a well-timed ball, and Nardini will put it in the center. It nearly slipped out of the grasp of Juan Ortiz. Nearly got to Diallo before it even reached Ortiz. But all's well that ends well for Houston. It continues to be a 3-goal deficit that they try to surmount. Couple of harmless bounces for United. Well, that could be more harmful. Not the best of touches. Duarte does a good job of keeping his hands up and not fouling, although he thought he got fouled. Didn't get any mercy from the referee. Battle for it towards the corner flag. Duarte ends up with it anyway. Enrique Duarte has been active in the second half. Left side, it's a chance for the enterprising outside back Jonty Clark to get forward. Coming from Cheltenham and more recently coming from Franklin Pierce. Division II powerhouse in men's soccer. This is out for a corner. Clark, the left back, made it with his team, the Ravens, to the 3rd round of the Division II national tournament. 1 goal on 7 shots. 18 appearances off the bench for Clark this past campaign. Corner kick coming now. We'll see what they've got here. They'll go short. Chance to cross, and it goes. Kisino's cross was spat back out, but now they'll try the other direction. Crossed in into the center, and Diallo thought he had something there. Houston again springing to the ball and making last-minute defensive interventions. With it is Thomas Brulé. Brulé puts it in the center again, headed out of the 6-yard box in the nick of time. A lot of pace for Njoku, and he'll try to stretch the legs. Off he goes. It's actually Leonard Okchebiri, I believe. United get it right back. Nardini. Here's Brulé. Diallo. And Brule forgot to bring the ball with him. He'll go back and recover it. No harm, no foul that time. Brule. Duarchi. Brule got it back. Good passing, trying to make an inroad or two. Bernardo Duarchi again. Quisino. Plays through. Diallo, not a whole lot of space to work with. Got intercepted, and he'll cycle it back around. Quisino. Francois Gédide at the controls. Him again. Quisino finds Brule. Still looking around for an option. Brule didn't quite have the space he wanted for his shot. Left side, no cross. Not yet anyway. Heavy touch. Well, that'll take away all that buildup of possession. All for naught. Trying a cross. Well, seconds will drop, although Brule comes in and confidently claims that. He'll go out to the left wing. There's somebody on him immediately. Duarchi can't keep up. Taken away right side. Njoku, Kenneth Njoku was out there. Opposite side, Okshabiri had it taken away. Gédide with the interception. He gets it right back. Great switch of play, unselfish, a touch, a hit, surely. Oh, off the bar. Not far away. Can't get a whole lot closer. It will be a goal kick, but not by much. Fine margins. Take a look at the Stompin' Grounds market replay. This is great football by Jerry Ray just to switch it. And well, that's about what you want to do. Just put a little bit too much on it. Right idea. But it stays 3-0. Claiborne with it. Been a while since he's had a touch. For the moment, it's 17 shots registered to United. 9 corner kicks. A lot of attacking opportunities. 3 goals so far. Jonty Clark has it. Brule, Clark again. The Englishman finds Quisino. Now it's Brule. More and more touches on the ball. Getting closer and closer. Trying for a 4th goal. Trying to pile it on here. Certainly doesn't help for, certainly doesn't hurt, I should say, for goal differential purposes. To add more, that took a touch inadvertently off the center referee. Didn't really work out for United. Bit unlucky there. Well, we pretty much have who we have in terms of players on the pitch. Although, well, we got something going on here. Oh, there is a player down, and I think it is Kenneth Njoku, who was struggling in the first half. Just wonder if he'll be able to carry on. I was just saying the words, and it might be all the substitutions we see tonight. But of course, if an injury causes a problem, that's when they'll turn to Yassine Ketani. Well, for the moment, Kenneth Njoku looks okay. Just like in the first half, looked like he had a bit of cramping. Doesn't look like he's in tip-top shape necessarily in injury terms, but I think he'll stick around for now. Referee will allow him to continue. Back in play for Houston. Oh, a long ball, and this is perfectly placed. It looks onside. It is. Claiborne beaten. Oh, and a fantastic save defensively. That was goal bound without a doubt. And one of the better players out there right now, making one of the better plays all evening long. Not sure if we'll get another look at that, but it certainly warrants a yes, we will. That's spectacular defensive work from a man who has been just unwilling to be second best tonight. Enrique Duarchi has been that guy all night long. Hasn't had too many moments of necessity, but that's 2 or 3 times now that there have been chances and Houston really would have had a goal or two if Duarte went on the pitch this evening. Of course, this is the first time we're seeing him since a couple of matches ago here at Chad Richardson Stadium when he was given a straight red card right at the end of the first half of what was eventually a 3-1 win over Arkansas Wolves. Shedide. And that's Duarte now trying to start an attack. Thomas Brulé puts it in the center. Plenty of players to aim for, and a couple of them collided with each other. Diallo dove to put that one goalwards. Didn't have the power he needed behind it. Yeah, we've seen about all the subs that we can see because there's only one more that Houston could make in terms of their personnel. And for United, they've made all the 5 that are allotted to them per match. Jeride. Now it's Nardini. Brulé. He'll go it alone. Still has space. Nardini. Trying to through ball that was blocked. Picked up by Jeride. Jeride has some space through the center. He'll lay it off. A shot comes in. It's blocked. Duarte had a hit, but it only goes out for another corner. We're at double digits there for the night. Houston does have a corner now this evening as well. Only thing they've put on the stat sheet to this point. Turn, Diallo cuts back. Chases it down as well. Nardini to Brulé. Cusino, a lot of time, thinks about it, sprays it out left. Continuing to move the ball around. Solid play, consistent and controlled. Brulé puts it in the center, a low cross, looked like trouble. But again, Houston able to get there right when they need to. They have defended awfully valiantly this evening. Odds have been stacked against them from the start, and they've certainly put up quite a fight. Played through the center, and it nearly ended up with Jonty Clark past everybody. Instead, Enrique Duarte's got it back. Looked like a foul there, and it is going to be whistled now. Jonty Clark went down. Well, 74th minute here, and still time to go. Oklahoma United's going to take an opportunity to just get some guys some water while they set the wall up and all of that. Here it comes, free kick for United. Potential for something dangerous here. Forestier, well, that's high and wide. Got to credit the effort, and he's got the green light to shoot from wherever he wants to after that screamer at the end of the first half. United trying to see this one out more than anything else at this point. Nardini will throw it into Duarte, but it's mostly calm waters out there. United keeping the ball, Houston keeping them out. Yeah, that's the impasse that we find ourselves at. Houston wins it back, and they're going nowhere. Kisino made sure of that. Good first time cross. Nearly found somebody in the box, and United clamoring for a handball in the box. They won't get it. Cross. First time hit, and that is mostly missed by Diallo, who pounds the ground. He's frustrated, he knows. That was a good look if he could have made contact. Instead, Juan Ortiz will send it away. Looks like he's planning on going long. Been really cool to see a lot of the local products get their opportunity this evening. We've seen so much international talent that plays here locally at the college level or stuck around after their college career at one of the many Oklahoma men's soccer programs. Cool, though, to see some of these local guys. Ryder Claiborne, of course, has been in there all night. Out of Lawton. Oh, Diallo. Was that a scorpion kick? It looked like it. Couldn't keep it on target. Would have been awfully impressive. And I think this did take a touch. Let's see it again. Yeah, it sure did. So it was knocked off of a Houston player. We are going to have a corner kick here. In comes the corner, and well, that wasn't too far off. Really was in Olympico territory for a moment. Kisino will play it now to Clark. Left corner. Done a lot of work out there. This is Diallo, who's usually in the center. He'll provide this time. And again, Houston there. They've defended that 6-yard area very, very well. Continuing to do so. Battle for it, winning it back. And a hit from there. Ortiz lets it slip. It's 4. United continue to pile on the pain. And a celebration all right in front of the kids. Love to see that. And we'll see it again. Really, really cool moment for Ivan Castañeda. From right here in OKC, we've talked about him being one of those local products. His first appearance all year long. Storybook stuff that he gets that goal in the opener and he gets to celebrate it right in front of the local fans. So that puts us at 4-0 in the 79th minute. Really cool stuff to see. So Castañeda's got that 4th goal. And it looks all but settled with 10 more minutes to play. United will look to keep things rolling and hang on. That'll be the task. They'll be expected to complete it. Houston trying just to hang on for the moment. Tired legs. Trying to keep the energy as high as possible. In the center of the park, Kisino keeps a foot in and gets it back. There's passing through the center, although that one's intercepted. Kisino right back with it. He's been a magnet with the football this evening. Foul there. It'll be a Houston free kick. Houston going to take their time getting this one back underway, and they'll just go short. Both teams played a full match just 48 hours ago. Of course, United has much fresher legs. Yet still some high octane soccer this week and in high temperatures as well. Enrique Duarte carries it across midfield. We'll see it once again. Now on the right wing, Abu Diallo. Diallo finds Thomas Brulé, who's been involved ever since his introduction. That's no surprise for those who have watched him this season. Oh, just lifts that one up. Nice little scoop pass. Nardini trying to get around the defender. Well, he'll get it back, and somewhat of a gift. This one's still in play, although Houston thought it had escaped for a goal kick. Instead, it's now a United throw. Here on this right side, a chance to cross it in. Brulé with the service, and he's got it right back. Boomerang back out to him. Houston trying to possess for a while. Well, this could be an opportunity. Looks like a foul there in midfield. Indeed it is. They were looking to see if any advantage was possible. It was not. Well, the sort of match that Oklahoma United up to this point will be pretty pleased with. An opportunity for them to settle things, to regain some confidence. Looking at a 4-0 advantage for now over CF10 Houston, and you always love a more dramatic win. We've seen that a couple of times in previous contests here at home. Great for the fans. But at the same time, after so much drama that did not go United's way just 2 nights ago, I think they will have placed a premium on getting the job done a little bit more securely. That's what it's looking like right now. For the moment, a player down injured for Houston. And just kind of an informal chance for some guys to get some fluids, get a little bit of rest. And the center referee just going to go in the meantime and have a conversation with the far side AR. Not sure what that's going to be about. Well, getting up now is the injured Houston player. And we'll see if they allow him to continue or if he has to spend a moment on the sideline. Don't think they're going to make a change at all right now. We'll see. He is heading to the sideline and kind of limping there. Yeah, he comes off for the moment. So I don't think it's a substitution. He's just required to step off for at least a little while once the trainers come on to tend to him. So for now, it's Houston playing with 10 due to injury. It looks like it's Chris Njoku, the outside midfielder. It's a nice turn. And in midfield, Houston with a chance to try and break. They're down a man, and still one of their best opportunities to get forward. Stringing passes together. Attacking options look interesting. Played out to the right wing. continuing to offer something intriguing, although Elliott Forestier will just nip that in the bud as we hit the 85th minute. Wouldn't expect a whole lot of stoppage time, as they will allow Njoku outside your screen to come back on. It's good news. He's able to continue. The way things have gone, it doesn't feel like this one will hang in the balance in the next few minutes. Matter of United finishing what they've started here in front of the home crowd. Right side, Nardini plays it square, wants the return ball, and he got a touch there, just enough to keep it in play with Brule, but miscommunication that time. That's to put it lightly. You do have quite a few Oklahoma City University representatives out there right now. Nardini and Enrique Duarchi are both OCU stars. Currently going into their senior year, so is Enrique's twin, of course, Bernardo Duarchi. And then you've got Thomas Brule and Keita Kisino in midfield, who just graduated. Then there's Abu Diallo, who graduated from OCU all the way back in 2018. Quite a few off the bench, of course. Elliott Forestier is one of the few, along with Jonty Clark. Castañeda now, who have headed out of state as transfers recently from local schools. Francois Ray, by the way, from Montpellier, France, is one of a few from Southside OKC School, Mid-America Christian. Played his senior year with the Evangels, his third and final in MACU colors in 2024. Here's Diallo. Diallo pulls it back, pulling the strings, lays it off, could be 5, no, over the bar, and it hits the football upright. That's fairly wasteful. On a night like tonight, it may not matter much. Diallo put that one together and probably should have been finished off. 88th minute of play, not much remaining in this one. CF10 Houston in possession, playing for pride. Nardini to throw for United. Brule shows. Duarchi plays it through. Ooh, miscommunication. Nobody there. Jedide tries to recover, and Houston will play it off their own player. Jedide picks it up. Space. Layoff again. Surely this one extends a little bit beyond shooting range. Here comes a shot. That's well over the bar, too. 23 on the shot count. 10 corners. And, well, usually 4 goals is a pretty good output. On a night like tonight, it feels a little underwhelming. It has already beaten the 3-0 mark that OKUFC won by earlier in June in Houston. Also happy to report it's a little bit underneath your screen, but in the front row of a pretty nicely sized fan base out here this evening. There's a small section trying to do the wave with about 6 people. Diallo will hit one, and that's straight into the breadbasket of Juan Ortiz. You gotta respect the effort. There's 5 or 6 kids down in that kind of bottom left corner who have decided to take it upon themselves, at least in their little section of friends, to introduce the wave. Well, 15 seconds or so before we hit the 90, and I'm told it's 1 minute of additional time. Thank you to UCO Tech crew to the left of the broadcast booth here at Chad Richardson Stadium for their help in relaying that. So 60 more seconds or thereabouts. Relay switches to the left side and maybe one more attack or two. United looking to add one more. This could be the chance. Back post. Oh, that one's headed over too. And everything is going high. That's 4 or 5 chances just in the past 10 minutes that were wide open there for the taking and not kept down. One of the more difficult part of a shooting technique that people underestimate. These guys have so much power that they can deliver on shots from anywhere on the pitch. We saw it with Elliot Forestier right at the halftime mark with that long range goal, but keeping that power in check takes a lot of technique. Nardini, he'll go backwards. Final few touches. Referee has a look at the watch. He's satisfied, and so too will be the Oklahoma United faithful. OKUFC takes this one 4-0, and as usual, younger fans are headed out there. They'll stretch their young legs and try to get some autographs, try to get in on the action, and storm the field in a sense. It is, again, a 4-0 victory, and somewhere down in the throes of the kids out there, we will find Maya Johnson-Guess, our sideline reporter and correspondent, who is going to try and set up a conversation with us there at pitch level. We will send it down to her in just a moment, as she hopes to get the thoughts of a United player on the back of this 4-0 victory. Quite a lot of shots involved. Plenty of goals in the end to make it happen. Let's see if we can go ahead and send it down there to Maya with her thoughts. Well, apologies as we're still waiting on that, and now we can send you down there.
For your win here at home.
Feeling great, feeling great.
All right, so this last goal that you just scored, we noticed that you just had a wonderful celebration. Who was that you were celebrating with?
That's my beautiful baby niece right there.
Ah, love that. Thank you so much. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you so much, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Let's go United.
Investigative reporting from our very own Maya Johnson-Guess over there. It's a pretty cool opportunity. Again, we talked about Castaneda being a local product, having his family here, of course, makes it even cooler, able to celebrate in front of his son. That is what you love about this sport. Well, we'll take a break and give you some more of what you love about this sport. Highlights, stats, all the numbers. For those of you who would like to stick around, post-game show coming up in a moment with yours truly, Danny Catula, so be with us for that on the other side of this short break. Oklahoma United 4, CF10 Houston 0. Back in a moment.
Merchandise at various sneakers and apparel in Edmond, and also in Oklahoma City at OKC Soccer Store and Soccer USA. You can also purchase your teams here at our online store. Just go to OklahomaUnitedFCstores.com.
Soon from Devin. I will go over and get it for you. Yeah. Just to come tell me. Okay. Yeah, it's real easy to update. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. You got the other measurements updated. I mean, yeah.
we're coming back in and we'll be ready with to lead with highlights.
Perfect. Sounds great.
Highlights are rolling.
Welcome back, and there you see it on your screen, the Stompin' Grounds Market post-game highlights. Ethan Nicola with that opening goal. Lorenzo Nardini tried to add his name to the list from long range, and well, that felt like a speculative effort. You thought, why would he shoot from there? Well, this is why, because Elliot Forestier puts one together from that sort of range, too. That's easily a 30-yard belter. He made that look way easier than it was. Forestier with one of the bigger highlights, not only of the match, but all season long for United. That's some pretty cool goals. None cooler than that one. Hanan Ashraf puts himself on the score sheet as well for the first time this year. All three of those players, first-time goal scorers this season. And, well, how about a fourth? It wasn't that one. That was awfully close, but it's Ivan Castaneda who ends up scoring it. First, we'll go to this opportunity, which is unbelievable. Backtracking work from Enrique Duarchi. That's just a guy who wants it. That's a team who's up 3-0. A lot of center backs at any other club are just going to allow that to happen. Not Duarchi. High motor, high work ethic. And then that one, the fourth one we mentioned from Ivan Castaneda. We heard later on that he was able to celebrate in front of his very own kid. Awfully cool to see. Well, we'll send you on your merry way with some full-time statistics. 4-0, the Oklahoma United victory, of course, on the scoreline. 25 shots. That is a high margin, and it's the highest margin we've seen in a home match all season for United. Of course, these are all season records and official club records, too, it being the first season of NPSL life for United. 8 shots of the 25 on target. That's still a number that they are working on improving for OKUFC's perspective, trying to get that shot conversion rate up a little bit higher. 8 for 25 is just a shade under 1/3 accuracy. 10 corners to 1, a pretty significant advantage in corner kicks generated, and saves 4 made by Houston, none for Oklahoma United. 9.1 expected goals, a season high, and of course none for CF10 Houston. Expected goals being calculated by expected likelihood of shots finding their way in. Houston wasn't able to generate one, so 4-0, that's the story of things, and that is where we will leave you. Next up for Oklahoma United, they are right back here for the 4th time in a row. They will host Lubbock Matadors. That's the one that's been circled on the calendar all season long, and you will see why in short order. A week's time, that's all we've got to wait, and it'll be the last home match of the regular season here at Chad Richardson Stadium. One of the things that will be to play for is whether we'll see Oklahoma United back here in a playoff game at Richardson Stadium down the road. For everybody here who makes these broadcasts possible, UCO Tech crew to my left, Chris Brannick, Caleb Howard, everybody else in the camera work and all of that great stuff. We appreciate them greatly. Everybody at Oklahoma United, Maya Johnson guest downstairs. My name's Danny Catula saying thanks for being with us. Have a great night, and we'll see you next time. 4-0 Oklahoma United over CF10 Houston.